10 p.m. in Accra. My name is Bright Anamfo. Thanks so much for staying there. This is News at 10. Our viewers across the country and beyond, join us for the next 30 minutes as we take you around the world and what's happening in Ghana. First, let's look at some news making highlights on this network. Now, Chief Justice Safai Akufu has urged the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana to construct multifaceted edifices in all the 10 regions of the country. At a sword cutting ceremony for the construction of an office complex by JUSAC in Accra, the Chief Justice was confident the initiative will decentralize the operations of the association in the regions. Chief Justice said, talking about getting justice to the people. And former Chief Justice Georgina Theodora Wood has encouraged judges to work with diligence and respect to enhance the image of the judiciary and promote the tenets of democracy. The former Supreme Court judge was speaking at the farewell state dinner in their honor at the banquet hall here in Accra. Chief Justice formally retiring after several years in office. And residents of Domi Pillar 2 here in Accra keep experiencing lung-related infections due to the dusty nature of the roads. Commercial drivers have also resorted to the use of aged vehicles due to the bad nature of the road. They're asking the Member of Parliament to come to their aid to deal with the poor road network in that part of Accra. Don Kwabenya here in Accra, the Don Kwabenya constituency of Ghana. And Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has hinted a policy to commence construction of concrete roads across the country is at the cabinet level. At the dedication service of the Tehillah Temple of the Harvest Chapel International in Accra, the Vice President affirmed the move would ensure a longevity of roads in Ghana. Pothole-filled roads are a worry to road users. Vice President assuring of the use of concrete in construction of these roads. And on the international front, tens of thousands of Turks have taken to the streets to mark the first anniversary of a failed coup in Turkey. Many headed to the Istanbul Bridge that became a landmark of resistance after an army faction tried to seize power. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan will unveil a memorial there for the 260 people who died fighting the coup. Some 2,196 were also wounded. The date, that's 15 July, has been declared an annual holiday in Turkey. If you're watching us from Winneba in the Central region, if you're with us from Wa in the Upper West region, if you're watching us from Kumasi in the Ashanti region, thanks so much for your time. This is News at 10. Let's start with a big one. And beginning from agriculture, an estimated 20,000 hectares of farm fields have been attacked and destroyed by fall armyworm. About 1,400 hectares were attacked by the fall armyworms in April. We're told that the detection in the country last year of the army fallworm has so far infected about 20,000 hectares of farmlands, causing the country losses in excess of $564 million. The technical advisor at the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Kwesi Koboy, and the Agriculture Minister, Dr. Wusu Yakoto, have assured that although about 20,000 hectares of farmlands have been affected by the army fallworm, we're told the infestation is under control. Let's delve a bit deeper into this. The officer in charge of Plant Protection and Regulatory Division of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in the Upper West region, Kwesi Hui, has just joined me on the phone lines. Grateful for your time tonight.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, how well should we take the assurances from the ministry that there is some distraction, but will not be at the receiving end of the destruction caused by these Army 4 worms?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, really, there has been some destruction on the field by these 4 army worms, but really, we are under control. The government has made effort to really provide the regions with chemicals, and as of now, we have a lot of chemicals available, and there is sensitization also going on, and all the districts that have reported have been able to get adequate logistics. And as of now, there is no cause for alarm as far as the Upper West region is concerned.
How do we reconcile the situations where we have farmers on the field complaining that the worms seem to overcome the chemical, and then the communication from the ministry that all is well? How do we reconcile the two?
Yeah, definitely. We have been advised not to use one singular chemical to spray. So I don't know where that report is coming from, but us at the region, as I'm talking of now, we have different sorts of chemicals that we are going to use to control the chemical. You know, the pest grows resistant to some chemicals. So if you use a particular chemical for 1, 2, 3 times and you don't change it, definitely the pest will grow resistant to that. So I don't know the region that has reported maybe resistance of some of the chemicals against the pest. But as the region I'm working on, there has not been any issue of that nature of the pest growing resistant to the chemicals.
You are in the Upper West region. Are you saying that all your districts have the chemicals and that they are telling you that the chemical is indeed able to destroy the Army 4 worm?
Yes, of course. All the districts have been supplied with adequate chemicals to combat the effect. And as I'm talking about the report that we have received at the office, none of the districts has reported that the chemical is not effective against any of the pests. We have actually supplied different sort of chemicals, and the report that we received, about 2,508 fields were infested, but now almost 2,000 have been recovered. It means the chemical that we use were effective and it is working perfectly.
In terms of the chemicals reaching the farmers, how do you get them to the farmers? Because when we go onto the local people and we talk to the farmers, they complain that they are not getting the chemicals.
Yeah, definitely. It depends, maybe the area. But now, all the districts, the chemicals have been sent to the district. So any farmer who reports any issue to the district officers quickly move to the field and then give the chemical to the farmers. We have reserved only few of the chemicals in the region. All the districts have been supplied adequately. Immediately your chemical is exhausted, you quickly write to the regional office and then we replenish it. So that is what we are doing as of now. So most of the districts have adequate chemicals, as I'm talking now, in the district that we are working with.
So for instance, if you can give me some figures, one district in the Upper West region, what is the amount of chemicals you've sent there? And what is the hectares that have been affected? Do you have those figures? Or what you do is that you wait for the farmer to complain before you get the chemicals there?
Now, the chemical, thank you. The chemical is already sitting in the district offices. So any report that goes to the office, the AE or the agriculture extension agent quickly collects the chemical and then moves with the farmer to the field. So, like we are saying, the infestation levels were reported in each of the districts. And as at now, all the districts, Nawa Municipal, Wa East, Wa West, Nadoli, Dibi, Dafema Busia Isa, Laura, Nandom, Lambusia, Sisala East, Sisala West, they have all been supplied adequately. Like, time will not permit me, like, all the chemicals that are in Super Top, Wa West was supplied 12 liters, and Pioneers Quick 25 EC. All the quantities that we have given them is documented here. And when you exhaust it, we come to the region and then we replenish it. So depending on the quantity that you have used and the acreages that you have used, then we will give you another consignment. So as of now, those who exhausted theirs have come, and then we have given them. And just as I'm talking about, the day before yesterday, 1,000 liters of chemicals have been brought from Accra to replenish all that we have used. So we have adequate enough chemicals to combat the pest as of now.
Some have suggested that we go into mass spraying, but we have information that your outfit is doing targeted spraying. Are you able to explain that?
Yeah, thank you. Mass spraying as of now will be very difficult because the pest is on maize and other cereals and some few crops. So if you are going to do mass spraying, environmentally you are going to destroy a lot of things in the environment. And those targeted crop problem will not even have more effect. So unless you report and then we go and visit the field to see the extent of damage, then we'll be able to advise you as to what to do. And that is what we have to do now. We can't do mass spraying as of now because if you are doing mass spraying, the target organism problem will not be destroyed. So you report, we visit the fields, and then we have a method of even trying to target the pest when you are spraying. Because even if you do mass spraying, even the target organism problem will not be affected. So that is what we are doing as of now. We target the areas that have been heavily infected, and then we go and do the spraying.
And just before you go, apart from maize, is the Army 4 worm attacking any other food crop?
Yes, the major target crops are probably the cereals. For now, we have seen them on. We have also seen them on tomatoes or maybe some few crops. But for now, Upper West, the two cereals, that is rice and maize, these are the target crops that we have seen on the fall away on them right now.
You are with the farmers and you've seen how much they have lost in terms of the destruction. Would you recommend government meet them halfway by way of compensating them for what they have lost?
Yeah, for now, government has not come out with that compensation. But now, Upper West, we haven't started our major season. Our major season is about starting. Those infestations that we had was the small crop that they did. So maybe when it becomes critical that the major season, the crops are heavily affected, probably maybe government can come in. But for now, we haven't reached that stage yet.
And so that is to say that what farmers have lost is not huge enough for government to come in with compensation.
For now, I don't think so, because we are yet to start our major season. All
right, I'm grateful. Kwesi Hui is the officer in charge of Plant Protection and Regulatory Division of the Ministry of Agriculture, Upper West Region. They're talking to me. He said the situation is under control. This is News at 10. If you live around there in the Upper West Region, you can get to our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, News on TV3. Tell us exactly what the situation is, if indeed what is being done there is controlling the invasion of the Army 4 worm. Of course, we will then share what you have with the rest of the world. Stay with us. That was the big one. We'll have more coming up on News at 10. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back. Residents and traders at Mallam Junction in Accra continue to inhale an offensive odor emanating from an unauthorized dumping site. Although the Accra Metro Assembly has stopped the dumping of refuse at the site, the directive is yet to be complied with. Michael Ado has the story.
Trucks were seen offloading refuse when TV3 visited the site Saturday afternoon. Drivers, pedestrians and traders alike could not stand the offensive odor emanating from the place. When the smell is unbearable, people are forced to cover their noses. The stench travels as far the Mallam Junction and its environs. Some residents are contemplating relocating because of the foul stench. They also expressed worry the continuous inhaling of the offensive odor could lead to serious respiratory infections and airborne diseases.
The rubbish at the back behind the market smells really bad. at dawn in the mornings. You can't even sit outside in the mornings. It really smells. And when you can't even sleep. My parents said by the end of the month, we're meant to move because of the stench.
The government should come in now because these things have been going on for quite a long time. And we have been complaining a lot. But we need a help.
This main gutter from Odoko to the main gutter at Malam Junction has been blocked, causing water to overflow its banks anytime it rains. Close by the dumping site is the Malam market, where traders sell their wares. Food is also sold few meters away from the refuse site. Traders lament how they are losing customers due to the foul stench from the site.
We are losing all our customers due to the foul stench from the dumping site, so the city authorities must act immediately.
Caretakers of the site who take money from the drivers who come to dump admitted the AMA has asked them to stop operating the dump site. Though they refuse to speak on camera, information gathered indicates that officials from Zoom Lion fumigate the area every month. Again, they told TV3 that the foul stench comes about anytime rainwater falls on the refuse. Although the AMA has stopped the dumping of refuse at this site, the directive is yet to be complied with. So until the AMA enforces this directive, residents will continue to inhale the offensive odor. Michael Addo, TV3 News.
Michael Addo there in Accra. Now let's see how we can support Sharifa. Now 8-year-old Abu Sharifa needs 19,000 cedis to undergo surgery at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital in Accra. She has a brain tumor.
Abu Sharifa, who lives with her parents in Asante, Abuakwa in the Ashanti region, has a brain tumor which was detected in the last 6 months. Her mother recounted Sharifa after returning from school one day complained about intense pain in her body, claiming that was the beginning of her sickness. The condition deteriorated, resulting in her inability to walk. Sharifa can neither speak nor see clearly. She cannot swallow food, compelling relatives to feed her through the nose. Her parents have spent all they have on her and now want public support. Abu Sharifa needs 19,000 cedis to enable doctors at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital operate on her. People touched by her condition should kindly send their donations to TV3's Social Support Fund account 6010603927 at any Zenith Bank branch or send their donations to the premises of TV3.
All right, the account on your screens there. You can also just pass by TV3 and help Abu Sharifa get back her life. 51-year-old pharmacist Roland Kofi Adiko has been installed the paramount chief of Tanyigbe traditional area in the whole municipality of the Water region under the stool name Togbega Kodi Adiko VI. Togbega Adiko pledged to unite the community of Tanyigbe to promote development.
In August 2015, the then paramount chief of Tanyigbe, Togbe Kwesi Adiko V, embarked on a royal journey to join his ancestors. Togbega Kodi Adiko VI succeeds his late father, Togbe Kwesi Adiko, who ruled for 64 years. Speaking after the final rite of his installment, Togbega Kodi Adiko VI assured the communities under the traditional area of his commitment to serve. The ceremony attracted residents from Anyigbe, Etoe, Atija, Jaffa, and adjoining communities. The ceremony also brought followers of various religious beliefs from the traditional area together.
Back from the Volta region, residents of Lomnava in Accra are calling on government to fix the roads and drainage system. The livid residents say the situation is hampering businesses and impeding access to their homes, especially when it rains.
Lomnava is a community linking Taboro Alaji to areas like Soutum and Ofanko Barrier. The roads in Lomnava are in a deplorable state, hampering business activities in the area. The gutters in Lomnava are choked with sand and algae, causing flooding whenever it rains. The soil has also eroded, making it easier for homes to get flooded. Residents say the bad nature of the roads are affecting productivity.
It has become a very major problem that even the drivers cannot even come to this side whenever it's raining. So they have to drop the passengers at the station so that they can all walk to this side.
That's our worry next year. Every day code, every day code. So the AMA, the government, and then the assemblyman area here should come to our aid so that they can help us because we are suffering here.
According to residents, all efforts to get the assemblyman and district authorities to address the issue has been unsuccessful. Commercial drivers say the situation is hampering business activities.
Every time we buy spare parts because the roads are not good, yet we are taxed. We are pleading with the government to come to our aid.
The
nature of our road causes us to feel body pains after a hard day's work. We are charged so much at our stations, and if it cannot cater for our road, then it's unfortunate.
According to Prosper Tribi, a motor rider, the dust poses a severe health hazard to their livelihood.
I always use this road every day. Mostly when it rains, you can pass here. It's very bad. Sometimes you see that the cars are struggling. The same time, we the motor riders. So we are pleading with them to come and work on the road for us.
It is the hope of residents that the Ministry of Roads and Highways will respond swiftly to their call.
Now, talking about roads, a policy to commence construction of concrete roads across the country is at the cabinet level. The Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, at the Dedication Service of the Tehillah Temple of the Harvest Chapel International in Accra, affirmed the move would ensure the longevity of roads.
The need to adopt the construction of concrete roads in the country has been necessary due to the rampant destruction of roads by some heavy-duty trucks. Currently, the 19-kilometer Tema motorway remains the only concrete road constructed in 1964. Addressing congregants of the Harvest Chapel International, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia indicated a national policy is being discussed at cabinet level to concretize all roads in the country.
Since 2014 in India, they have a policy to only build concrete roads because it works out much cheaper. And we have been discussing this as recently as last week in Parliament.
He also reinforced government's commitment to develop a policy towards the construction of a national cathedral. The Vice President was, however, worried by the unlawful amassing of wealth by some public servants.
If we are wise in public service, we should understand that we are there for a limited time and we should use that time to make a difference in the lives of people. You are not going to go and make a difference in the life of people by stealing their money.
Signing Bishop of the Action Faith Chapel, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, who was a guest speaker for the occasion, challenged Ghanaians to dedicate their services to God and country. As part of the activities to mark the dedication of the Tehillah Temple, the leadership of Harvest Chapel is planning of constructing a $200,000 ICT facility at Abeka in the Accra metropolis. The facility, when completed, would provide ICT training and entrepreneurial skills to the youth beyond the catchment area.
It will help us to reduce the incidence of unemployment and also to give expression to the government's avowed aim of developing our great nation, Ghana.
The Member of Parliament for the Upper West Achim constituency, Derek Ohene Esifu Bekwin, has bemoaned the high rate of youth unemployment in his constituency. At the launch of a community youth vocational project at Esikaso in the Eastern Region, he outlined a number of programs to address the growing youth unemployment in the area.
Esikaso district is a farming community in the Upper East Achim constituency with an alarming rate of youth unemployment. In an attempt to salvage the situation, the Member of Parliament for the Upper West Achim constituency, Derek Ohene Esifu Bekwin, launched what he dubbed as the Empowering the Youth Through Skills Acquisition Program. According to him, the intervention forms part of the informal approach towards addressing the youth unemployment in the area. The MP has presented hair dryers and sewing machines to the selected beneficiaries under the first phase of the program.
What I've done is to mobilize some of the youth in the Esikesu electoral area, then giving them the chance to learn a trade that they want to. The agenda is to make them employable at the end of this training session.
The MP also visited the Sukrunkena Primary and Junior High School, where he took delivery of some desktop computers on behalf of the school by an old student, Nana Nkoswahine Kufia Ukwobe, to enhance the teaching and learning of ICT in the school.
And of course, we're grateful that you stayed there to be part of the show. And to my guys in the studio, Samuel Akon, Felix Axaglo, and Echo Johnson, my cameramen. The technical team was also made up of Theophilus Clotty, Ebenezer Tete, and Ebenezer Hansi. Manassas Darko and Stephen Yabo were part of the team. Of course, Alfred Brahma, the technical production team head. The whole show was put together by Ebenezer Ejekumbuachi, show director Harriet Asumda. My name is Bright Nanaf. Have a great night, but stay right here on TV3. Good night.